What's up my people, mambo vipi, mnaendeleaje? This is your boy Kaka Jonito USA. Karibuni sana on this channel. In this channel, that's where we talk about green card, we talk about life issues. And today guys, nataka niwajulishe on how to apply for green card and the whole process of the application. That is from the first page to the last page. So you're gonna get all this information, how you feel for this information, how you tackle those questions, and how you answer those questions. Hivyo leo, don't touch that dial, mwendelee kutazama hizi video na mwendelee kunipatia likes na subscription, na Mungu awabariki sana as we start from the first page to the last page of the application of green card. It's your boy Kaka Jonito USA. Enjoy and welcome. So during application of green card, this is the first process you do, is to enter this website, and after you enter to this website, this is the first page you see. So my guys, something that you need to know, that the green card is full of phases. Like it has like phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. You have the introduction part, you have whereby you'll have to fill some some authentication code. After that you go to the main applicant, and now you have to fill some details concerning the main applicant, the photos. You go to the mailing addresses. You'll have a part where you have the marital status, the education, a part where you'll fill the concerning the children. There'll be also a confirmation page and stuff like that, and you need to know how to fill it and how to write it correctly, so that at the end of it all you will succeed in terms of application. So let's go and do it step by step. So after you enter into the website, will be the first thing you'll see, which is now confirming you're not an alien, and that is the authentication code, which is a mixture of letters and numbers, and it's supposed to be filled in capital letters. So some phones do it automatically, but some don't. So just know you're supposed to fill it in capital letters, then submit it. Now, so here we have the first page, and on the first page now we can see that we have the entrant information, and here is where now you, as the main applicant, you put your information. So let's do it step by step so that you can understand and know what you're supposed to do. So on the left side, on the top part, you can see that is the entrant information, and you can see now that's the name. And on the names, they start with the last name. So the last name is like basically the surname, and you put it there. And if you don't have it, you can just say I don't have it. You can see there's a box that shows you don't have the name, and then there will be the first name, which is mostly the baptismal name. And if you don't have it, again you have a slot where you can say you don't have it. The middle name, which also if you don't have it, you can slot and say you don't have it. The next thing will be the gender, that is the male or female, so you select accordingly to who you are. And then the next thing will be the date of birth, whereby you have to start with the day, and then the month, and then the year. So it is super easy, because you just select and put those numbers there according to how it is stated. So from there, the next thing you'll be writing or filling will be the city of birth. And in the city of birth, this whereby they tell you do not write or put the district or the county or the province or the state. They want the city of birth. And I usually say, in Africa, for instance, mostly we don't have these places where we have like the cities of birth. Most people are born in the village and stuff like that. So just put the place you are born, even if it's a village, even if it's a town, just put it there, and that will be your city of birth according to your birth certificate. From there, the next thing will be the country where you were born. And now the country where you were born, that's where you have to select. So there's a slot whereby you'll have to select and choose the country where you were born. And then from there, after choosing the country where you were born, the number 16 will be the country of eligibility of the DV program. So now that's why I remember I told you have to choose and you have to know if the country is eligible. That is, the country where you're residing in is eligible for the DV program, because some people are not in their original country where they were born. Other people are in places where they are working, other have traveled and stuff. So you have to check the country you're living in whether it's eligible for DV program, because you cannot apply in a country where it's not eligible for the DV program. So the next thing you as the main applicant you will be doing here is now to input your passport photo. And now, how do you input your passport photo? Remember, I gave you the qualifications and the requirements on how to take the photo. And so here also there will be a tool for you to edit your photo in case your photo is not okay. And also this place whereby you just check in your media where your photos are, and now you choose your photo according to where it is on your media. So you just come to this place, select it, and then boom, upload it, and that's it. If the photo is okay, it will fit, and if it's not okay, there's a tool up there. That tool is the one that you can use to edit it until it fits the frame. And that's how we solve the issue of uploading a photo for the DV program, or photo insertion, or photo placing. All right, so the next thing will be the mailing. How do we do the mailing? I told you guys that most places like in Africa and other countries, we don't have like the streets and stuff. So in this place you have like the place where you have the in care of, and then you have the first street address and the second one. So in this case I usually say the best thing to use here is a PO box, because with a PO box it has the address, it has the code, and it has the city. So that will solve the whole issue for you. So you can use a PO box from maybe your church, from a neighboring school, or your former school, and that will solve the problem for you. The next thing will be you to specify the country where you're living in when you're applying for the green card. And then the next thing will be your phone number and your emailing address. So in this case, just put your phone number with your code depending on where you are, and then put your email address. And how do you put the email address? Remember, the email address is where they're gonna send you the mails to show you, for example, if you have been selected, that is on May next year, they let you know through the email. And also remember, all these other processes will be done mostly via your email. So be careful when putting your email, and ensure that your email is correct. And also ensure that you know the password of the email, and nobody else knows the password of the email, because that is confidential, because it will be the place where they will be sending you the information concerning your process of the green card, and it's very vital when it's only you who can access it for safety and for security purposes. So guys, that's it about the email and the phone numbers. And now let's go to the education, and let's talk about education. What is education and what is needed? Now in education, we say the minimum qualification will be your high school certificate or your high school degree. That will be your minimum qualification. So if you have that, you have nothing else to worry. Now we have like the primary school, the high school, no degree, high school degree, vocational school, some university courses, university degree, some graduate level courses, master's degree, some decorate level courses, and decorate degree. So on this case, I'll say if you have any other certification apart from high school degree, that may be a vocational, that may be a college or university, and you have the degree, you can put it there as your highest level of education and select it and input it there. And remember, you have to have the evidence that you have already done it. So if you're still in school and you have not finished, you can put your high school as your highest like level of education, because that's the minimum qualification. There's no need of putting your application into jeopardy just for trying to impress. So just put the minimum and let it be, until the time you'll be filling for your DS260 when you get selected. Next, the marital status. So this is one of the most interesting part, filling for the green card, because this is now current marital status. So for the single people, it's so easy because you just select the first one, which is unmarried. That is for the single people. And now if you're married and your spouse is not a US citizen or a lawful permanent resident, then the second one is your option. And again, now if you are married and your spouse is a US citizen or a permanent lawful resident, then again the third one will be your option. If you're divorced, the fourth one will be your option, and if you're widowed, that now means the fifth one will be your option, and if you're legally separated, the sixth one will be your option. And in legal separation, you remain married, but there are some conditions that you are given by the government or by the law courts. And remember, you cannot go with your legally separated husband or wife. So that's the case of a marriage. So that's it about marriage, and that's what you needed to know about marriage. Just know that those are the states of marriage that are present in the DV, and those are the things that you are supposed to select during the DV. So if you're single, the unmarried, that will be your portion. Then if you are married and your spouse is not US citizen or lawful resident, then the second one will be your option. Then if your spouse is a citizen or a lawful resident, then the third one will be an option. If you are divorced and you have divorce papers, then the fourth one will be a portion. And then if you are widowed, maybe your husband or your wife died, then that means the fifth one will be a portion. And if you are legally separated, then the sixth one will be a portion. Let's go to the number of children. The number of children, this is where you list all the children that you have. That means the ones that you gave birth to, the ones that you have adopted, those are your children. And all these children, remember, don't include the ones that are over 21 years and those ones who are lawful permanent residents or US citizens. Just list those who are below 21 years and those that are not US citizens or permanent residents. And that is it. So if you have 5 children, just say 5. If you have 2, 2. If you don't have, just say none or 0. That's it. That is either you are married or you are single. If you have children, you have to list them. All right? Or else you cannot go with them in the US when you win the green card if you don't list them. All right, that's it about the children. Now let's move to the next thing. So after completing that, now what you need to do, you're supposed now to scroll down, and as you scroll down, you go to the last bottom part, whereby you'll see the next button or the continue button, and then you select or press the continue button. And now after you select the continue button, it will take you to, well, now we are in page 2 and we are talking about the derivatives. And guys, remember the first page was all about the main applicant or the entrant information, and now we are in the derivatives where we are talking about the spouse. So on the spouse, even in this second page, we can see on the top right part, we can see go back to page 1. So if you wanna go back to page 1, see what you wrote on the page 1, don't use your back button, just use the go back option, because that's the best option for you to ensure that you don't delete what you just written on this website. So let's deal with now part 2, which is the derivatives, and now we are talking about the spouse. So when we are trying to put the spouse details here, we have to check, number 1, the spouse name, which is now we talk about the family name, we talk about the first name, we talk about the middle name. And remember, we said if they don't have either of those names, below those names, there's always another option that says, you know, I don't have a second name, or I don't have a first name, or I don't have a middle name, or it does not apply. All right, so the last of the family name, that is the surname. Then the first name, that's what we mostly refer to as baptismal name, and then the middle name. Okay, then from there, the next thing will be the birth date. So we start from the day, then the month, and then the year. And then what you're gonna do is, now the next is gender. This is either male or female, so select how or where responsibly it fits. Then the next thing will be the city where the spouse was born. And on this matter, we said it doesn't matter. It's either a city, a town, a village. Mention it as it is on the birth certificate, and that will work for you. All right, so don't worry too much about the city where your spouse was born while they're saying the city. Just remember, in USA, most of these places are cities and are big places, so that's how they mention and they call their places. So just the village, that town, that place where he or she was born, that's what you're gonna place there, and as it is written in the birth certificate. The next thing will be the country where your spouse was born, and now here you have to select from what you'll be given there. So you have to choose, you have a choice and choose where your spouse was born, which is simple. And then from there, now that's where we're gonna move from, after you select the country, we go to the spouse photograph. And on the spouse photograph, we're going to use the same thing, the same tool that we used during the Entrant information photograph, whereby you just have to scroll down, and then you're gonna select from your gallery and upload the photo. And if the photo does not fit, there is a photo tool you can see there in blue. That is a photo tool. You can use it to edit and make it fit to the frame. That is if it doesn't fit. All right, so don't worry about that too much. As long as you go to a professional and let them know that it's for green card, they're gonna give you the best measurements, and then you're gonna put it there, upload it, and that will be it for the spouse photograph, and that will be boom. So the next thing will be, let's fill for the children. Now we're gonna fill now the information for the children. Remember, you just listed them like 10 children or 5 children. Now you have to input one by one of those children. So you're going to start with the children from the eldest. So moving ahead, now we're gonna deal with filling in the children. Now these are your children, the one that you gave birth and the one that you adopted, from the firstborn to the lastborn, and now the name of the child. So we're gonna start with the family name, the first name, the middle name, then the birth date, which is now the day and the month, and then the year, and then you're gonna say the gender, whether they're male or they're female. Then the city where the child was born, as we said, this now we're gonna use the village, the town, the city, according to the birth certificate, right? According to the birth certificate. So from there, now the country where the child was born, you'll have to choose from the countries that are there, and then we go now to the child photograph, and again we do as the same thing we did to the spouse and the main entrance. What we did is we went back to our gallery and selected the photo that we got from the professional studio, and that's it. After we do that, now we're done with the first child. We repeat the same on the second child, third child, fourth child, until all your children are placed in the green card. And after doing that, that will be the second last thing, and then the last thing or the last pages will be the confirmation pages. So on this page, which is the confirmation page, now bearing in mind this is just a sample, this way you'll get now the congratulatory message showing you that you have successfully enrolled to your visa lottery program, and it has been received on that day you finished your application. And again on this, it will show you the entrant name. That is your name as the main applicant, and also it will show you the confirmation number, the year of birth, the digital signature. And now this is all you need during your checking, that is in May, checking whether you qualified for your green card. So ensure you keep this document safe, so you can screenshot it, you can print it, and keep it safe, and don't share with anybody, so that when it comes to May, you will log in to the system and you'll be able to check whether you got selected for green card, of which I pray that you guys will be selected for green card. So confirmation page is a big deal, and keep it safe. So you can print it or download it and send it to your email, so that in case you lose the physical paper, you'll be having another copy, and so that when it comes to May, you'll be able to log in and check for your status if you have been selected. So guys, I wish you all the best, and this time round I pray that you guys will be positive and be ready for this. Do it as early as you can, and I wish you all the best. So keep checking on this page for what is popping up, what is new, and I'll keep on updating you guys as things will be happening. So it's your boy Kaka Jonito USA. God bless you, na kutoka upande huu nawatakia kila laheri. Asanteni and kwaherini. Bye.